Hey everybody, how y'all doing? It's your man, and I got my thinking cap on. I got my noggin refresher on, and it's got me remembering things. Some things are like, they're there. Some things are cool. Some things are like, man, I wish I didn't remember that. And then some things are Spore. I know it's an old game, but it's got charm. It's got soul. There's no Spore 2. There's no Spore copycats. Spore is Spore. Well, I guess we have Dark Spore, but like, oh wait, we have fucking Wii Spore, DS Spore, Facebook Spore. Okay, there's a lot of Spore, but none of them are good. Bro, we got Spore Mobile? Okay, well, we got a lot of Spore, but only Spore is Spore. Like, only one of them's good. Okay, maybe this is Spore, but it's like Dinosaur Spore. It's like Proto Spore. But when this game came out, it was a big deal, alright? The PC version. I remember I was on my computer, I was chilling, and I think somewhere on YouTube I saw a commercial for a Spore Creature Creator free trial or something. Or was it on Immersion? I can't remember. All I know is that I downloaded the free trial and I became an addict. Hey man, you got any Spore CD keys, man? I'm bugging out. My dad fucking staring at me. Like, what the hell is a Spore? But eventually, I think I begged my parents enough, and for Christmas, they got me Spore, the full game, not just the Creature Creator, but actual Spore. I didn't even care about all my other presents I got. Like, oh, fuck off, man, I got Spore. Mind you, I was like 10 or so when this game came out, so I didn't have a lot going on. Like, this was a big deal to me, alright? But what is Spore? Well, it's a game where you play a little guy. He looks like this. And you're like swimming around. You're like a little tadpole eating food. But it's a competition. Like, there's all these other little guys trying to get food. But you're trying to get all this food, and you're trying not to die. Then you die. It's a cruel world out there. The big dog is always on top. But eventually, if you eat enough food, you become the big dog. And then you devour the little guy. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, it's a nice little stage, right? It's nothing too big. It's nothing that like important. It's just fucking feeding frenzy. But it's fun, alright? You collect parts, you evolve your little guy, and you swim around. Like, it's not that deep. And then when you swim around enough, you grow a brain. I think, therefore, I must spore. This is truly when the game begins. This is when you get to access the Creature Creator, which is the best part of the game. And I mean, like, you could create anything. Like, you could be a worm. A blind worm. And die. It's a cruel world out there. So cruel. I was like walking around in this game, and this giant fucking dinosaur looking motherfucker picked me up, and I was like, hello sir. And then he chucked me across the planet and I went flying, and then eventually I landed in the water. Now mind you, I was stuck. I could not swim away. I was still falling aimlessly. And then these little creatures, I saw them there. They were laughing. They were having a little time over there, laughing at me drowning. None of them came to help me. I was stuck there for 8 minutes until I starved to death. What a sick joke. What a cruel reality. Then I evolved and killed them. They had it coming, alright? And that's basically what you do in creature stage, is you befriend creatures or you kill them, and you unlock parts and you evolve. It's a pretty simple gameplay loop, but it's the only game that does this, so it's unique. That's a life lesson, by the way. Be unique. Then no one could ever criticize you, because you're the only you. Unless you're like killing people, then don't do that. But I mean, if you have to do it, just at the very least, don't get caught. And now, for legal purposes, this is a joke. Okay? Well, we're just having a goofy time. Spore did this to me. Spore made me a madman. I got so pissed off at this game. Not because of the game itself, but because of those guys who were dancing. I killed everyone in the game. I went on a murderous rampage. I killed them all. And I mean, all of them. Not just the alphas, but the babies too. I slaughtered them like animals. Because they are. And eventually, when you beat Creature Stage, you become a tribal warlord. Or a tribal party guy. It's really up to you. But I kind of play it gray. I'm nice to some people, and I kill the rest. Like, I'm a gray character. This is my favorite stage of the game. I don't know why. It's just a simple RTS game. But I just like it. I like seeing my guys walking around. Because The later you go on in this game, you don't see your creature as much. I just want to see the little guy. I made him. I'm like his dad. I like seeing him go to school. I like seeing him stab other animals and burn villages to the ground. I just like to see my guy. I like to see him hurting animals too. Except this one. Like, why did they give him like a PP? And this one. Like, I don't want this guy in my game. He's unsettling. In fact, a lot of these things I was subscribed to back in the day seem like a cry for help. Especially this one, like, you're gonna make it, bro. But the community for this game really does make it. Like, you just run into some weird looking creatures, and most of them are better than anything I could build. And sometimes you run into a spaceship that is just a dog peeing on a snowman. But once you get out of the tribal stage, you become a big man. You become civilized. You will create things like the atom bomb. I think I'll stay where I am. You become the master of the planet. Also, there's a lot of like Avatar stuff from the movie Avatar, because that was popular at the time. Or you'll get destroyed by SpongeBob. You wage war, destroying your fellow man, question mark, and you bomb your enemies, and then you get more bombs, and you bomb the living crap out of them. And you bomb them so much that you become the undisputed ruler of your little planet. Mine was called Dead Homie Central. You see, it's a reference to all the people that died, but they died for a good cause, because Joe Biden's spaceship! This would have never been possible without all those, dead animals. Yeah, wow, shit. And this is where the game kinda dies for me. This is the most boring stage in the game. You just kinda like trade spice and eventually conquer an empire, and you meet the Groks, they're evil. And that's just where the game ends, really. But that's until you install Galactic Adventures. I was watching like Charlie the Unicorn 2, and then I saw my recommended the DLC Spore Galactic Adventures trailer. I stopped everything and I watched that video and I was like, this is the greatest thing I have ever seen. They even had Robot Chicken collab, and they made some levels for it. Like, this was a big deal to me, because apparently people didn't like it. I myself thought it was like revolutionary, and I still kind of do. Like, it's probably one of the best expansions I think I've ever played, but it's forgotten history. Even EA sells it, but it doesn't work. Like, you can't launch Galactic Adventures on EA's app, but it's $20 on there. It's over, Galactic Adventures bros. We got too cocky. I just want to take this moment here to appreciate what we have, at least. I still got my memories. I got all the fun memories of Spore, and it's still playable. You just have to jump through hoops to get it working. The moral of the story is, if I was a millionaire, I would, not kidnap, but I would coerce developers to move into a little house, and I'd delete the door. And it would be like The Sims, and I'd be like feeding them, I'd be giving them money, and in return, they would be creating little games like Spore. That's what I'd do. It's not weird, it's normal.